Hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Today, I'm going to talk about one of the most important concepts in business named buyer persona. Before starting, I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Pubasi, who helped me to prepare this presentation in a suitable manner. Let's get to the introduction. As you know, human is a really different creation. Each person has a thoroughly different sets of interests, attitudes, behaviors, and this is not only for a simple generation or a single generation of human. You can find this wide variety of interests, attitudes, and behaviors from the beginning of the creation of the human up to now and maybe later. So although we have similarities in the physical features, which all has put us inside a single and unique group named human, but we have differences in the fields of spirit, mentality, attitudes, interests, and behaviors, and that is why we have been put inside the group of the complicated creations through the history. As you can see here, we have wide variety of abilities, stories, interests, and fields of activity in the years and through the history and among human. As you can see, we have had singers, painters, football players, scientists, actors, actresses, politicians, and other fields. So we can say that these different interests, abilities, way of thinking, and all of them has made and created different worlds among different people. So although we have similarities, we have huge differences in the cases of our abilities, our way of thinking, attitudes, and personality. So with that introduction, let's get to a question. Just imagine yourself as an owner of one of the most successful ice cream manufacturing factories. You have to answer to many questions, but one main question you have to answer is that who is your main customer? Or better to say, to whom you're going to serve by your product or your services. Uh, Among and during thinking about this question, you will find out that your customers may have different ages, genders, favorites, ability to buy different things, and having different economical situations, and more subjects and contexts which you have to think about your customers. So, as you have these variety of customers and differences among them, you cannot just produce and manufacture one type of ice cream and expect that all of them will like it. It is obvious some will like it more, some will be not good, not bad, that was sort of normal, and some even will dislike it or hate it. So you have to think about these wide variety of favorites, and you have to find the best solution in order to meet the requirements of each customers and to satisfy them in the best manner. So you have to think about producing different products, and what you have to do is to match the products to the different groups and to find the best option for each group. So to explain more about what we have said before, let's get to the concepts of customer segmentation and buyer personas analysis. In customer segmentation, you are going to separate the different groups of customers, and you will pick like those which you are sure that will be your main customers and you will focus on them. But in personal analysis, not only by dividing the groups, but also by analyzing them more in details, you will define the fictitious uh, characters which have different values, behaviors, and things like that. And you will think about how will this person or how will the group of my customers behave or think as they will face my product or services. So they cannot be separated. Both of customer segmentation and personalization are required in order to get to the better answer and best solution for your customers. But in personal analysis, you are just getting more and more in detail. So, uh, as you can see in the slide, it's like selecting a group of people from a huge group of people you have in front. And then, as you pick a group of people as your main customer, you will define a person with details in order to find out how to behave and how to set your processes to satisfy the requirements of each of your characters and personas and your customers' personas better. So, we want to say about how to do this customer persona analysis better. So, let's get back to that ice cream uh, example. And again, imagine yourself as owner of the ice cream manufacturing company. You have had groups of customers, and as you get more in details using different ways, you have found out that 23 years old girls are one of your main group of your customers. So let's get more in details. Let's define the characters and personas of your buyers. Let's call one typical character persona named Rose. She lives in Toronto, in Canada. She's 23, single, studies physics, and works as a waitress during her free time. But this is not enough. You have to just get more in details about interests and values. You want to find out how does she think, what is her hobby, and things like that. So you will find out that she loves to travel, experience other cultures. She loves to read books, and she doesn't like to spend time with a huge group of friends. And she prefers to spend time with a small group of friends. And she drinks many cups of tea and chocolate ice cream. And this is a really important fact which you can consider in manufacturing and sales and marketing of your ice cream production company. And about a typical day of Rose, as she is a student in the university, she wakes up, she just eat breakfast and get to university to study, and then she comes back home, and then about 3 nights of each week she works as waitress at a small eco restaurant. So that was about one type of character and persona you will face inside a group of the customers you have targeted in order to serve. But and that was not the only group of persona you will face. You will face another persona group named Jessica. Let's think about and find out more about Jessica. She lives in a big apartment. She's 23, but in relation, studies fashion design, but she doesn't work. So she also loves to travel, but she spends a lot of time in reading and watching videos about fashion trends and styles. And she also loves to hang out with a huge group of friends, and she cares too much about fashion style. And she tends to eat ice cream, ice creams with flavor strawberry, or better to say strawberry ice cream. And her typical day starts with a story that she wakes up in 9 a.m., she studies and spends most of her time daily to read and like watching videos about fashion. And then she eats ice cream most of the time. She goes outside and she usually leaves home at 6 p.m. to join to her friends and spend time with them. And uh, that is what we have to know to understand Jessica better in order to offer better solutions to her. But let's find out how this personal analysis help us. So, as I have said before, different people have different attitudes. They have different behaviors. You cannot track them in the same manner. You have to think about the differences and to offer better solutions for each group. So all of your processes, including marketing, promotion, sales, and pricing, will be affected by this fact that different people have different situation. So let's get to an example and imagine yourself as an advertisement advisor for this ice cream company. Which one will be more attracted by this type of advertisement? Better to remind, Rose was one who was attracted by reading books and she loves reading books, but Jessica was one who was attracted and entertained by the trends and fashion, style, and things like that. So it's obvious that if you want to attract her, it is a good advertisement. You can use this theme of like merging ice cream and book in order to attract her. But you have to think about another like advertisement in order to entertain and engage Jessica to your product. So to summarize, you have to write down about the backgrounds of your customers. You have to know their main goals, their patterns, their hobbies, using different ways in order to find out what are their hobbies, and even writing a day of your customer's life to find out how does he or she behave in order to predict her better or predict him better and offer better solutions. And don't forget, as you have many and huge number of customers, you don't have to define this persona analysis and persona for all of them. You will pick a majority of your customers in the case of character and persona, and you will first think about them. And as you get more time, you will have enough time in order to define this persona for the rest of your customers. So don't waste your time in defining persona analysis and doing persona analysis for all of your single persona and consumers. Thanks a lot for watching this video and presentation. Hope you've enjoyed it. You can find me on Yahoo and Gmail using the following addresses, and I will be really happy to have your questions and your feedbacks on my presentation. Take care, have fun, and goodbye.